prospects.
Hey, great. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoy your experience here in this meeting.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Now let's move to our second guest, Soumya. Soumya, is that Soumya or Somaya? You're on mute.
Sorry. It's actually Sumaya.
Somaya. Okay.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Sumaya Ali, and I have been a part of Toastmasters 2 years back, and for some reason I couldn't continue it, and now I'm thinking to continue this journey again. I actually had this journey, this Toastmasters that I joined 2 years back had helped me a lot in terms of building my confidence, in terms of being able to communicate fluently with people without getting nervous. So I thought might as well, start again. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. And we are glad that you are joining again. I always say this: consistency is the key. Have a goal, have a timeline, and then you will be able to achieve whatever goals that you have regarding this. And if it is about connecting people, then of course it's the best platform to connect with anyone. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoy your experience today after a long time, if you haven't attended any meetings in between. So yeah, welcome. And now let's move to our next guest, Merush. Hey Merush, can we have you on camera and can we have a brief introduction about yourself, what you do?
Yeah, hello. So my name is Merush, and currently I am pursuing my master's in psychology. And I'm here to build up my overall personality and confidence.
This is great. I am sure that this platform is going to help you. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope you like your experience here today with us.
Thank you.
Right. Did I miss any guest? We have Yashika today. She's not a guest. She has been our member. She has been our VP Education when I joined. So thank you so much, Yashika, for joining. Can you, for the benefit of new members, and we have a lot this month, so can you give a brief introduction?
Hello everyone, my name is Yashika Sikri. I became the part of TMSL family in August 2021. And as my journey over here with the team, I have served as the VP Education, and then I'm currently serving as Area Director for Area H2. And TMSL is my home club, and I try to come whenever I get a chance to attend the meetings over here as well. Due to some reasons, I was not available in past few months, but I will try my best to be regular here as well. Happy to see you all and so many new faces and some of old faces too. Hi Aditi Das and Mongabo, Karthik. So it's glad to see you all. Purva, when I think I was there, like Purva joined at that point of time. DJ is here, yeah. Hi Divjot. She's yet to come on the camera. Hi Ishan. So I've been irritating Ishan a lot. He's a very hardworking VP education you have in TMSL at the moment. So just looking forward to the fun-filled meeting. See you all, and I know that and hopeful that you all will enjoy.
Thank you so much. We are so glad to have you.
Hello.
Yes, please. Everybody who wants to say hi to Yashika, please go ahead.
Hello.
Sorry, continue.
See, people are so excited to see you.
Glad to see you.
People are very excited to see
if I
you.
missed any names, and I'll connect with you all after meeting too, and see you all. Thank you so much, Madam President.
Thank you so much for joining, and we hope to see you more often. Thank you. Now we have covered guest. Now let's come to the newest member of the club. Hey, hi Bhupesh. We welcome you to the TMSL family.
Thank you.
For the benefit of everybody, can you just once again give a brief round of introduction? So you have to go a lot of round of introduction when you join TMSL. So that's the tradition.
Right. I'm already habitual of that, used to it now. So hello everyone, my name is Bhupesh Kumar. I'm from Delhi. I was born in Haryana, stayed there for around 6 months. Moved to Delhi in around 1995. So have been a complete Delhiite ever since. Completed my schooling, completed my graduation in English honors from Delhi University. After that MBA, then I was a trainer. I would teach English at this particular school, and then later on at a local institute. After that, got an opportunity to apply for this interview in the Royal Bank of Scotland, which is now called the NetWest Group. So having a part of this group, I joined it in 2011 and have been a part of it ever since. And now I'm here, a part of Toastmasters Club. I'm thankful and grateful to our president Harshita, who introduced me to this group. So even in our office, we have this club, but and I receive a lot of emails, but somehow I never went there. But yeah, I ended up joining this group outside, right? So and no complaints. I'm really happy to be a part of it. My reason for joining this is that I'm a trainer by profession, so I'm required to facilitate training to the people who join this domain where I work. So obviously I'll be required to be better at my presentation skills, my speaking skills. So that is the primary agenda why I'm here for. Would also love to have um, to build a community of like-minded people where I can learn and then contribute. So that's little about me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. But we missed the fun fact that everybody shared. Bhupesh, you did not share any fun fact. So here you go. I put you on spot now and you have to share something, some fun fact.
Okay, so I shared the fun fact. I'm a part of this mimicry group where all the people who also are interested to learn mimicry, they join that group. So we keep trying to mimic people. Nobody is very good, but yeah, we are learning. So that's what I do in my free time. I often try and mimic people. So that's one fun fact.
That's something new. I don't know people make that mimic group as well, but I'm sure it must be funny. So thank you so much for sharing that fun fact. Now we have two more guests joining in. And one is, I don't know, but I want to read it as Gum Gum. Hello there. Can you just rename yourself and give a brief round of introduction if you're ready? I know you've just joined. The guest with GMM. No, it's okay. Let's move to our another guest. We have Saloni Garg joining us. Saloni, would you mind sharing a brief introduction?
Hey, yeah, sure. So I actually heard about Toastmasters from a very good friend of mine, that it's very good for improving your communication and all of that. I'm actually living in Germany. I'm living and working there. And I'm on a trip to India. So I just wanted my uncle to be in the Toastmasters group. And he actually wants to like improve his communication and all. So he will actually be participating.
Oh, great. We are very happy to have you. Oh, now Saloni is gone. So, all right. Can we have a brief introduction of you as well, your name and anything that you want to share with us?
Yeah, my name is Manoj Garg and I'm working for LIC of India. I'm development officer there, and actually I want to improve my communication skills in this English language. I'm good in Hindi and Punjabi, but in English I'm not so fluent because the area where I live is not area where people used to use English language.
I don't think you are not good. I think you just want to influence people now. So yeah, we are very happy to have you, and I hope we see Saloni as well in between. So thank you so much for joining us today. This is great. And I had a friend whose entire family was in LIC. They were all government officials. So anytime we would ask him that, where does your parents work? And he would say LIC. Then it was always funny. But thank you so much for joining. Now, moving on, can we take a quick screenshot? Can we have everybody on camera? Okay, that's Arpit. Arpit, do you want to rename yourself? Arpit Mehta. We were all wondering who is that who has joined us. Thank you so much. Oh wow, we have so many people. So much. I'm sorry, I'm again pronouncing it wrong. But if everybody can come on camera, it'd be great. We'll take a quick screenshot. And because Rohit is our TMOD, Rohit, what expression or what hand gesture would you like us to make today? This? Okay, let's go with whatever our TMOD says. So shall we all do this? And I'll take a quick screenshot. Done. Thank you so much, everyone. Oops. Now today we have to debut our newest member, Jagdevi, and our other member, Toastmaster Samba. They are giving their debut. They are performing for the first time. So all the best to both of you. Please don't be nervous. Just enjoy the process. Just enjoy, have fun, and you are going to love it. Now coming to our Toastmaster of the month, January, we have already sent a file to all of you. Please go through the file. If you find any discrepancy, please reach out to us. We are going to announce the winner next week, and we are going to have a little bit celebration on that. We are just planning everything. So if you find anything, if you want any questions, just either reach out to Toastmaster Ishan or myself. With that, let's move on to another announcement. We have speech contest on 6th of February. Many people are participating. If you are not participating, I would recommend you to at least be the audience, cheer your favorite contestant, be their voice, and then make them feel good by your presence. So that's what I want to say. And fill out, whoever is participating, please fill out the forms and the all the formalities. Please do that for our contest chair. And yeah, that's about it. Now, how many of you, when you were in school, were excited about going to college? And was that the reason that your parents told you that it's going to be more fun in college and you will have more freedom? Right? We all went to, but when I went to college, I attended more classes than I ever attended in my school. 2 hours practical every single day, and they would take attendance. I was like, I never wanted this kind of college. So I found my fun in the canteen, where I found the best samosas ever. And there used to be huge line. I don't know what kind of samosas they used to make with that different chutney that I've never had in my life. But that was my motivation to go to college. Now we will hear more such story from everyone with Toastmaster Rohit, because he is coming with the theme of College Diary. With that, I hand over the stage to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rohit. Can we give a round of applause to our Toastmaster Rohit? I would request everybody to keep your cameras on, because communication is all about seeing your audience's reaction and learning from that. So I would request everyone, if you can, please to keep your cameras on. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Rohit.
Yo guys. Yo, say yo everyone.
Yo man.
So I'm Rohit Gupta,
Yo,
I'm Toastmaster of the day, and I'm going to take all the members to college today. But before that, let's pack our bags. So this is my bag. Oops, sorry. We were thought like we should carry our bag this way in college. Do all of you remember this? From 2 shoulders to 1 shoulder. So before beginning our session, I would like some of the members to share their college experiences with us. So who would like to go first?
Sorry, I haven't gone to college. I've been in college for 2 years, sitting at my home.
Same. Mine's the same.
I think college is that place where you're watching on your laptop and there are meetings and one teacher is explaining you and speaking for 1 hour.
I feel sad for you people. I feel sad.
We have known college from home.
Anyone who has gone to college and wants to share?
I used to go to school. I was in sports. So the lucky part was that in my first period, I used to be on sports ground, and I just have to go to my lecturer and say, "Hey, I'm present," and then I used to rush back to the ground, even if we don't have any coach around. But that used to be fun part.
Nice.
I also have a fun story. So our lunch break used to happen at 11:45, and at 12 the class restarted, and the lecture was Hindi. So we used to go to play football for half an hour in between that. So we played from 12 to 12:25, 12:30. We reached the class by 12:30, which had, by the way, started at 12, and that class used to get finished by 12:45. So we used to get attendance for 15 minutes sitting there. You can just play football in that lecture. That was the best lecture, studying Hindi.
So that was some of the good memories by some of our members. We'll keep this session going on in between the speakers and the auxiliary speakers and evaluators. So let me introduce the theme first. So recall the first day of your college when you were filled with nervousness and excitement and see a lot of new faces, and you start deciding that I'm going to choose this person as my friend, but that doesn't work out. So most of the people before joining this college have gone through that tedious process of their entrance exams. Some have prepared for JEE, some have prepared for NEET exams, or some have gone through some university entrance test, and finally thought that we are going to college and we'll finally receive our emancipation, but it turns out to be different somehow. So while we were in school, we built up that discipline of waking up early, going to school and studying. But as soon as we enter that college, we gradually lose that. So some of them have it, but eventually after first sem or second sem, they all lose it and they send their academics for perpetual vacation. But all the energies that we all imbibed in ourselves all through these years is removed through those freshers party. If you all have gone through, not the members who are taking online classes, but we did had freshers parties. So we all wasted our time on those events, functions. So even the most champu looking guy in that college started going to gym and suddenly somehow became so handsome or good looking. So gym, meditation, all this became the talk of the town. Fashion, shoes, clothes. You don't have the money to buy these, but you still talked about it. So some find their love in their college, some lost their love. And people like me who have done mechanical engineering sat in the corner and judged people who all are going to stay for together. Trust me, none stay for together, none stay forever. So slowly we grow, and again the college ends, and we realize that we have to take up responsibilities, we have to take jobs, and we have to enter that workforce, and we somehow miss those memories, but we do remember those memories and want to relive them again. So beginning with the session, I would like to call upon the auxiliary role players. So sharing a college incidents with us. First would be Toastmaster Sambhav Gupta, the timer of the day. Toastmaster Sambhav.
Hello everyone, Toastmaster Sambhav this side. I'm your timer. So I have gone colleges to only for 4 months. Then COVID happens. I have created a few memory, but now all this seem to be like I have wasted my college life. But feeling sad, but there is a fun side also. I don't have to prepare for any exam or attend any class. Like there is no need of attendance in online classes. Usually students do not attend. So that is a fun side. But if we compare it to college life, I think I am on the negative. So that's all.
Okay, so next would be our counter Harshita Arora. Harshita Arora, please share a college incidents with us.
Okay, I can remember one embarrassing incident. So when the college started, I just like a school student, I went to my college, no changes, no excitement. So, but when I see all the beautiful girls around, I was like, I need to do something, right? So I started with something little. I got my brows done because, as they used to say, I used to look like cruising. I had unibrows all over my forehead. So I thought, let's just start with that. And I went to a salon the same day right after my college. I picked up my cousin and went there, got the transformation done, and then went to college next day. The change was so visible, so different. Then when I entered the class, everybody was just looking at me. I was so embarrassed that I did not go to college next 2 days. And in fact, when my school friends got to know that I've done something like that, they came to my home just to see my face and they laughed at me. So that was the funniest incident I had, because if I show you those pictures, you will realize why it was that huge, because I used to have brows like this. So that was the thing. So that was very embarrassing and funny as well. So yeah, thank you.
So do share those pictures with us, or
No.
else we'll find it out.
It's not on social media for sure.
So next would be our grammarian of the day is Jagravi Garv. Jagravi, please share a memorable incident of your college life too.
Hi Rohit. So I was just thinking about the incident as everyone else was talking. I can't come up with anything because my best memories of college are outside the college. But I do remember once I was 30 minutes late to a class and my teacher, my lecturer in front of everyone remarked that geography is just too early for the next class. That was quite hilarious. Everybody laughed. And I think that's it.
Nice. Next, so you can share the idiom of the day and
Hey Rohit, can we have the meeting structure first? Can you share the meeting structure for
yeah, so the meeting structure is like first we'll call upon the auxiliary role players to tell in detail what they are going to do in this meeting. Then we'll have the speakers one by one. Then we'll be having our table topic speeches. Then there would be a general evaluator who will evaluate all the report presented by the auxiliary role players. Then we're going to have the certificates. So this is the structure of the meeting. So Jagravi can take up tell her details now.
Okay. So thank you to good evening, everyone. After this, my responsibility to us and carefully listen to the language usage. I'll take note of all the good word usage and all the grammatical and pronunciation errors made by you guys. So for today's meeting, word of the day is audacious. It means daring. I'll just this time, yeah. It means daring, bold, and extremely original. Its usage is she was very audacious. She single-handedly shook the college administration by writing angry letters demanding reopening of the college. I'm sure a lot of people would love a girl like that. So just a moment. Yeah, the idiom of the day is butterflies in stomach. It means being nervous or excited about something. Its usage is he had butterflies in his stomach while waiting for the college to reopen. So to encourage the usage of the word, I request everyone to acknowledge the speaker who uses them with a thumbs up like this. And lastly, use of any language apart from English should be avoided. If needed, then speakers need to give the English translation of words spoken in different language. I will submit my report when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jagravi, for sharing those words with us. We'll try to be audacious throughout the meeting.
Somebody give him a thumbs up.
So as we are having our international speech contest on Sunday, so we are going to have 3 speeches. So the first speech would be given by Toastmaster Purva. But before calling Toastmaster Purva, I would like to call her speech evaluator Toastmaster Aditi. So Toastmaster
Sorry
Aditi.
to interrupt, Rohit. One auxiliary role is left to introduce, our counter role. I'm the accountant, so I'll just go ahead and share what's my duty of today. And hello everyone, I am the accountant of today, and I'll share my screen to share some facts with you. Can everybody see the slide?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, great. So I'll be noting down all the filler sounds, phrases, and words. Filler sounds are like all these are filler sounds. Then we have filler phrases like I think that, you know, what I'm trying to say. All these are filler phrases. And then we have filler words like, well, okay, so like basically, actually, these are the most common filler words that we use. Try avoiding that. Not that using the filler words is prohibited, but try using as less as you can. And sometimes we do use filler words. I'll share why we should. Sometimes to sound more like a native speaker, we use filler words. It sounds natural sometimes when we use in limit, then it gives time to the speaker to think. So that's when it's recommended for you to use the filler words. And too much filler words sounds unprofessional. That's why we say that do not use them too much. And then it is difficult to follow the sentence. If we are using too much filler words, we are tend to focus on the filler words more and then what or the speaker is saying. So try avoiding that. Now, when are filler words used? Just real quick. You need to use the filler words when you are speaking out loud. You might need some extra time to figure out what you want to say. And that's when you can use these filler words. There are some examples I've written here to show that you are thinking. You can take time by adding basically to your sentence. I have basically 10 more years of college. Then to make a statement less harsh, you can use it in this kind of example. Well, you have little something in your teeth. So that's how you can use and play with the filler words. And there are a couple of more examples to stall for time to make your statement weaker or stronger. All right, so that's about the filler words. So I will be noting down the filler words and sound if you are using that in Access, and I'll share my report once called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Rohit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harshita. I would like our timer, Toastmaster Sambhav, to also share the details. Toastmaster Sambhav, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rohit. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am the timer of the day. I am responsible to keep a track of the time taken by various speakers and role players. There are 3 prepared speeches today. The time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. I'll show you the green card in 5 minutes, the yellow card in 6 minutes, and the red card in 7 minutes. There is a grace period of 30 seconds on either side. For the table topic, each speaker is encouraged to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. I'll show you the green card in 1 minute, the yellow card in 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red card in 2 minutes. And you have a grace period of 30 seconds only on the plus side. For speech evaluators, the time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes. I'll show you the green card in 2 minutes, the yellow card in 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and the red card in 3 minutes. There is a grace period of 30 seconds on either side. For auxiliary role players, the time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes to present the report. I'll show you the green card at 1 minute, the yellow card at 1 minute and 30 seconds, the red card at 2 minutes. There is a grace period of 30 seconds on the plus side. Any speaker who finishes before or after the grace period will not be considered for the awards. Here is the demo of the card. Yeah. This is the green card, this is the yellow card, and this is the red card. Thank you, Toastmaster Rohit. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sambhav. So now we would like to begin with the speeches. So first speech is given by would be given by Toastmaster Purva. Before calling on Purva, I would like to call her speech evaluator Toastmaster Aditi Das. So Toastmaster Aditi, please share an incidents of your college life and share details of your evaluations. Toastmaster
Thank you,
Aditi.
Toastmaster Rohit. Thanks a lot. Good evening, everybody. So my college life had been really boring. I was in an applied science college in Delhi University. So even if we used to put a kajal or an eyeliner, it used to be a very big thing. People used to stare at you, ke, oh, koi aa gaya hai, like that. So it was not at all fun. But yeah, there was an incident where I was a part of the um, there was a fashion society, so I was a part of that, and we had taken part in IIT Delhi's fest. So there were many people, like many groups who had participated. So we had taken up. We also had signed up for it, and nobody knew. Our president was she was totally occupied, so she gave us the responsibility that खुद कर लो जो जैसे करना है, जो भी choreography करनी है देख लो, and we did that. So I made the song. I made the song, and one of my friends, she scripted the whole choreography. We did that, and of course kuch hua nahi, but yeah, it was something very exciting for us that point in time कि अच्छा कुछ किया है हमने. But yeah, that was the only thing I think that I still remember. So yeah.
So you can go with the evaluation details.
Right. So I would be evaluating Toastmaster Purva tonight, and she has taken up the effective coaching pathway, where she's going to focus on building interpersonal communication, and she's also going to have a deeper connection with the audience, building consensus and understanding them. So the title of a speech is Friends Forever, with a question mark, so it's an interrogation. So over to you, Toastmaster Purva. All the very best.
Thank you very much. Toastmaster Rohit, may I start? Or
Toastmaster Rohit, you are on mute.
Okay, so through all those ups and downs in college, we have that one friend that makes the journey memorable. Everyone does it, who makes it in college. So our speaker, Toastmaster Purva, is going to speak something about it. So Toastmaster Purva, friends forever, Toastmaster Purva. Over to you.
thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. You do not have to sign up for a lifetime contract in friendship. Sometimes you just grow apart. We make friends all through our lives. As a kid on the playground, when we label those friendships as best friends forever. Then, as a teenager, when we make besties, and then in college, then at work, we make friends in every phase of life. And often it is ingrained and deep seated in us that the friendships that we make very early on in life are friendships for life. Have you found it hard to let go of the long friendships because you have outgrown it? Have you? Okay, let me start with my story. As a kid, like everyone else does, I made friends on the basis of personal similarities, reciprocities, and of course, the kids who shared their belongings with me. In my teen years, however, I was captivated and drawn to people who were sort of popular or were believed to be cool in school or in my coaching institute. And I longed to be related to those cool kids so that at least for once I feel noticed that, yeah, she got some cool friends. Wow. And guess what? I somehow managed to become friends with those cool kids, being perfectly aware of the subtle and obvious bullying they used to do me, being aware of the very thin line between a joke and a disrespect which they crossed a zillion times. And I vividly remember this ninth grade incident when I was pretty obese, wherein one of my cool friends called me out like, "Hey, double XL, how are you doing today?" in front of the entire class. And there's been innumerable such incidents wherein they stepped on my raw nerve knowingly again and again for years. And now you might be wondering as to what did I do? Did I take tangible actions or did I break ties with them? Well, I was too scared to become secluded again, too scared to lose my so called best friends. I was very infuriated and yet too apprehensive to become unnoticed again. Until pretty later on in life, when I was gravitating towards self introspection, I perceived that those friendships had stopped making sense. Or perhaps they never did. Those friendships were not helping. And yet, in my head, I had the illusion that these friendships are never to be broken. We started at the same time, and back then, we were somewhat similar, and our perspective towards life was also synonymous. But once that phase of life was concluded, we took different trajectories. That meant different growth rates and different mindsets. And at that point of time, I comprehended that our mindsets were clashing. And I started looking down upon those friends. And that is the very essence of relationship evaluation. We had grown apart, not because they were bad people or I had become a bad person, but because that friendship was not yielding anything which was helping me or even that relationship. There were times when I had nothing to talk about to them. Even if we ended up talking, it was mostly about things that didn't excite me, didn't enamor my interest. And I just kept asking this question to myself that why? Why are they talking about things that are so long gone? And I had somehow moved on in life and gone beyond those things. And very timely, I comprehended that friendships and connections can only be formed by like-minded people who vibrate on same frequency, and that differing mindsets and different outlook on life had created friction between me and my friends. And since life is just an amalgamation of choices we make, I had to make a choice. Either I cling on to those friends whom I didn't connect with anymore and who made me interrogate if I was good enough, or I consciously let go. Let go because it doesn't make sense anymore. let go, because sticking with that friendship is going to harm it even further, creating a far bigger rift and gap and distance than I was trying to stick around with. And I chose to consciously let go. Another way of looking at it is much like the toys you used to play with when you were a child. As an adult, they no longer serve you the same way they did when you were a child. The truth of the matter is, the space will be filled when you make a conscious decision to let go of that which does not serve you anymore. Thank you so much. Back to you, Toastmaster Rohit.
So that was a wonderful speech by Toastmaster Purva. I would like everyone to give a standing ovation to her speech. So you have finally let it go. So has anyone bunked college for watching a movie in college?
Yes, many times.
Yes, many times.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you something. So if you want to watch a movie in few bucks in theater, so in theaters you might have observed that there are 3 sections or 4 sections depending on the rows which you select. The rates change. The seats in the front seats, the middle seats, and the top seats. So whenever you go to those theaters, book the front seats tickets. Took the front seat tickets. When you go inside the theater after the national anthem, just walk to the behind seats. No one will catch you ever. So me and my friends have done this a lot of time. So you can even change the movie if you want to, because there are if the theater is screening more than one movie in that theater, once you have entered that room, then you can change the movies too. So we have done it many times. So if anyone want to do it, so you can do it. So it saves you 100 to 200 bucks. So I would like to call on the speech evaluator for Karthik Batra's Toastmaster Karthik Batra's speech. Speech evaluator Toastmaster Prachi Sharma. So
Hello.
over to you.
Yeah. Today I will be evaluating Toastmaster Karthik Batra. He will be delivering his dynamic leadership level 2 project 3 speech on the very interesting topic, asking right question the right way. I will be evaluating Toastmaster Karthik on different parameters such as audience engagement, confidence, voice modulation. I am very excited for his speech. He has already impressed us with his amazing speeches, which he has delivered till the time. So I wish him all the very best for this speech also.
So thank you, Toastmaster Prachi. So our next speaker is Toastmaster Karthik Batra. The speech, the topic is asking the right question the right way. Asking the right question the right way. Toastmaster Karthik Batra, over to you.
Thank you so much for offering the virtual stage to me. First of all, am I audible? Because my connection is a weak, feeble. So I'm really sorry if the connection gets interrupted in between. And good evening, everyone. My name is Karthik Batra. Has it ever happened to you that mostly in the college days, you wanted to converse with someone, that person's personality is very good, and you started with confidence conversing with the person, but after a small talk the conversation ended? Happened a lot of times with me, lot of times. And I was always finding the answers to how to make these conversations better and better, because every time I lost the conversation, I lost talking to the person. So okay, so everyone is here to improve their public speaking. Have you tried to improve your conversation style ever? Anyone? But just searched on internet that how can we improve our day-to-day conversations. Okay, Arshida, Ishan, Sanjit, thank you. So, Purva also, amazing, Harsh. So, whenever I searched on internet, I found some things that I used to try usually with people. Some of the things were asking questions. One of the major point is that you have to speak less, listen more, and let the other person say their point. For that, you have to ask questions to them. I tried that. So I was with this girl and I was like, hi, whatever his name, Drishti, whatever. She was like, hi. I'm like, okay, I have to ask a question. So how many bucks does your father make a year? And disconnected. I'm like, no, this does not work. You cannot ask a question directly to anyone. They're not interested in answering. So then I just got into it, and then I found that we have to ask the right questions the right way. So, becoming an active listener, I have been an active listener all my time, all my life. But whenever I ask questions, after a while, the conversation disconnected. I don't know why. Sometimes, not always, not that I'm that bad conversation. At least not that you should not try having a conversation with me. You can. But sometimes it happened that between a conversation, I asked a question and the conversation disconnected. The person disconnected with me. And this used to happen sometimes. So I just got more deeper into it. And there is, there one saying that having deeper conversations with the right person is priceless. I don't know who told this saying, who always comes in a function to me, trying to have a deeper conversation, asking me, so what job are you doing right now? I'm an artist. I do not do work right now. Doing work right now? What the hell? You should work, and you should. And they're giving me their advices. They're like, so why don't you? So how many money do you feel that after 10 years you will be making? So I'm like, I don't know. So that questions are disconnecting, right? So today we are going to understand what are the right questions that we need to ask the right way. There is a concept of layered questions. There are questions in layers. Layer 1, layer 2, layer 3. So every person has their boundaries that I have seen. And when you are meeting a stranger, you cannot ask the question from their inner layer. You can only ask about facts and figures from them. So if I'm talking to a guest today, for example, I don't talk to, when I will be talking to you, I cannot just ask something in depth from you. I ask, so how do you do? What kind of work are you doing right now? And so if you are in college, so what subjects are you studying? What subjects you are interested in? What are the hobbies you have? I can ask those kind of questions which are facts, which you are open to share to anyone. And from that questions, I can find something common between us, and we can just crack some jokes. And that these are kind of small talks plus the factual questions that you are open to share to anyone. These questions are easily interpreted with the other person, and they are comfortable answering you. That makes your conversations going. And when after some time, after some days of having a conversation, when you feel that there is a little bit of trust that you and the other person are sharing now after a lot of conversation, then you can just get into, consciously or subconsciously, the second layer of questioning, the second layer of genuinely asking them. And if you want to know, you cannot do that fictitiously. You cannot be fake at that. You have to be genuine, and if you want to know about the other person, if that person seems interesting, you can now ask the second layer questions which are around their ideas, their opinions, something personal. So if I get to know more about, for example, if I get to know about Aditi Monga, she is my mentor. So we have had a lot of conversations before, as you can expect. So then I can ask her about her opinion on whatever for example, she is a plant manager. So I can ask her, what do you think, how we can just lead the people in our plants when we are in manufacturing facilities? So how can we lead people? How can we motivate our workers? I can ask her, but I cannot ask you, Sanchit. I never can ask you about something around your opinion. What do you feel if BJP wins in India in 2024, or how do you feel if? What do you feel about Rahul Gandhi? So I cannot ask you that directly in our first call. You feel interrupted. So that is something when we are having after more conversations, we can just go to the third layer where we talks about feelings and emotions. How do you feel when you woke up today, Jagravi? How do you feel that when you woke up today? Yeah, I'm not interested in telling me. But when you have that kind of conversations, then you will be interested. So this is a small takeaway that I took from my life, that if you want to start conversation, start having layered conversation, and at the last communicate more. Conversation can solve most.
So that was a wonderful speech by Toastmaster Karthik Batra. So Karthik, only one recommendation: for asking the right question, you don't need drishti, you need divya drishti. So try to have it. So another thing about college I would like to say is that for those guys who are still in college, that if you get bored with any professor's lecture, there are those mobile phones which have that remote application in their phone. So if any one of them is using those boring PPTs and torturing you, just switch off that projector. Do it once, twice, thrice. The lecture would be called off, because even they don't know how to teach without those PPTs. So you can do it if you want to. So next, I would like to call our speaker Divjot Kaur. Before calling her, I would like to call her speech evaluator, Toastmaster Aditi Monga. Toastmaster Aditi Monga.
Thanks, Toastmaster Rohit. So today I'm gonna evaluate speech for Toastmaster Divjot Kaur, the DJ of the house. So with this, I'd like to tell you about the purpose of our project. The purpose of this project is for Divjot to deliver a speech with awareness of intentional and unintentional body language, as well as to learn, practice, and refine how she uses nonverbal communication when delivering a speech. So along with the parameters like clarity, vocal variety, eye contact, gestures, audience awareness, comfort level, and interest, I'm going to put my special attention to all the movements, be it unintentional movement or all the purposeful movement, and I'm going to deliver my evaluation speech when called upon by the general evaluator in the end of the meeting. With this, I wish speaker all the very best for her upcoming speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditi. Now I would like to call on Toastmaster Divjot. Toastmaster Divjot, comfort zone. Comfort zone, Toastmaster Divjot. Over to you.
As they say, all growth starts at the end of your comfort zone. A very good evening to all the fellow Toastmasters and the guests present here. I am going to share one such experience of mine. And this was when I first left my most comfortable four walls of my house to move to an entirely different city to open the new gates of opportunities for me. This is when I took admission in a college and I have to shift to Delhi. And this roommates is when I lived in hostel. Okay, so before starting, I'm going to ask you guys, any of you lived in a hostel? Can we have a raise of hands? Anyone? Okay, all right. Okay, all right. If you did, you people just might relate to this. Meeting and interacting with my roommates back then, who were from different cities, different cultures, different backgrounds, different upbringings, was altogether an entirely new experience for me. We used to hang out initially, I'm saying, we used to hang out, cook together, eat together, laugh together, and cry together. We did all the things. And in the nick of time, we grew fonder of each other, sharing and making memories. You must be thinking, living the best lives. Yay! Perfect, right? It seems perfect. Everything was perfect. But was it? Days went on and this happened. There were constant conflict of personalities. The three of us, me and my two roommates, belonged to different backgrounds, which often led to not all of us agreeing on the same topics. Hostel living is like sharing everything. You have to share your room, you have to share your space. Fighting over small things like the AC temperature or the room temperature, or like at what time in the night will the lights have to be turned off. And above all, there was one of my roommate whose name is Manheet. She was a neat freak. Please understand my situation. She wanted everything to be in the proper place at proper time. So this seems interesting now to you. It was not that time. And sometimes I really had to hide that AC remote under my pillow so that they don't just change the temperature. Or I had to work in, just a table lamp at night because I like working at night. These personality clashes led to opinion clashes, and soon this was the new normal. And while this happened, with of course everyone, not just me, no one liked what was happening. This was when I realized the true meaning of adjustment, compassion, and empathy. Therefore, one day we all sat down in the common room and discussed on the issue we were facing, but were too afraid to confront each other and solve that. We were just 17, 18 years old, and all of this was very new to us. But we came to the conclusion that no one really is obligated or subjected to anyone. And if we want to be with someone, we have to listen to them too, understand them too, and consider their problems as ours too. Only then we can really be happy with them. This was one of my first-hand experience with life, where I took the decision for myself and for the people in it. It was a learning lesson for me that I'll remember all of my life. You may have all the riches in your life, but the people in your life are the people who makes your heart rich. Those who you love and those who love you back. I made the best friends from the hostel and I'm still close to them. These friends who are happy for my success and who are sad when I fail sometimes. These friends encourages me to never give up, to never lose my sparkle, and they always want a smile on my face. And now when I sit back and think that I built beautiful new relations, learned to deal with challenges, and became confident because I stepped out of my comfort zone. You can face all your challenges, you can be productive, you can achieve anything you want. Just take the initial step, and that step is to step out of your comfort zone. Thank you.
That was a great speech by Toastmaster Divjot. Divjot, only one recommendation, that true friends laugh at your failures. So they don't feel sad about it. So this was the end of the T-Mod session. Now I would like to have the polls for the best speaker. So I would like to call upon the table topic master Ashish Daryani for the further session. Over to you, Toastmaster Ashish.
Thank you so much, T-Mod Rohit Kumar. That was indeed an engaging and a nostalgic session. It really took us back in time when we used to go to our college, and all the vivid memories came back to the fore. So thanks, kudos to you for that, and it was beautifully done. So good evening, all of you. I mean, I'll not lie to you. I literally and figuratively have butterflies in my belly since I'm playing the role of table topic master after such a long time. In fact, I'm coming to a Toastmaster meeting after almost an era, I would say. So pardon me for, cut me some slack. That's all I wanted to say you. So table topic session is one session wherein we encourage members to come on the screen and shed their inhibitions, come out of their shell, come out of your comfort zone rather, and speak. So this is one activity that actually enhances your impromptu speaking, that tests your ability to think on the feet. As a table topic master, I'll have the divine right to call whosoever I want to for the topic. I have an interesting set of topics lined up for you guys. So the time limit for the table topic would be 1 to 2 minutes. So the speaker would have to speak for a minimum of 1 minute and a maximum of 2 minutes 30 seconds in order to qualify for voting. To make sure that we have a proper to make sure that we conduct it in a proper fashion, I would like to invite the members who do not have a role first, and then probably gradually we can work our way out and see whosoever wants to come for the topic. So how about we go for a very experienced member? Okay, we see one hand going up from sir. Are you a guest or a Toastmaster?
Guest.
Okay, so just a second. Let me share my screen. Is my screen visible, guys?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Sir, the topic coming on your screen is, just a second. The time to repair the roof is when the sun is shining. The time to repair the roof is when the sun is shining. Over to you.
Good evening, everybody. The time to repair the roof is when the sun is shining. When the sun is shining, we are least bothered. We think in our mind, we do not have to grow. We do not have to do anything in life because everything is going hunky-dory. That is the time we should think, what are the weaknesses we have? What are the shortcomings we have? We have to work on that. Majority of the people, when they are having good time, they forget to grow in life. I'll share with you about myself. 5-7 years ago, my business was growing good. I didn't bother to expand my business, and it was easy for me to expand my business. I thought, why shall I expand my business? What would I have to expand my business? My business is doing good. But after that, the new government which has come, they changed the rule and they snatched our business. Today, I regret.
Why at that time I had a laid back attitude? Why I didn't spend time? That time I had connection, I had money, I had everything. But that time I wasted my time. In any field in our life where we are growing, we should not think that it is enough. We should be content. No, we should keep on working because there is always room for improvement. If we think that no, we are master, we have art of delivering the speech, that is enough. No, we should keep on working till our last breath. That these are the things which we need in life, and we have to keep on working on that. That is the only mantra of success. When the sun is shining, we should not forget that we have to repair the roof. Over to the Toastmaster, please.
That was wonderful. And the way you said it, we should keep working and we should not be content, although everybody has regrets. It was beautifully summed up, sir. I loved it. And we would love to see you coming as a Toastmaster here. Thank you so much. So how about we call potential Toastmaster Vansh on stage? Okay, Vansh, I see you're ready. Just a second. The world is divided into those who look at others enviously and those who look at others as a motivational tool. The world is divided into those who look at others enviously and those who look at others as a motivational tool. Guest Vansh.
Wow. Give me a minute. Yeah, I'm ready. So, well, as the topic suggests, the best example for this can be seen in the current pandemic. When there were lockdowns happening in place, everybody was worried about what's going to happen. Somebody is thriving, somebody is not thriving. And at that time, we saw many examples of people who set up as people who we could look up to. For example, after the first and the second week, we saw many speakers, many motivational speakers, and many people coming across and sharing their opinion about how people who lost their jobs can continue and can find new directions. The many people who lost their jobs just quit on life. They started blaming the government. They started blaming their own companies for cutting them loose in this need of hour. Now, I'm not saying that what they did was right or wrong, but at that time, many people started their new ventures. We saw many startups coming up. We saw things could be done in a much, much different way. And that is, I think, the whole gist of this topic presented today. Moreover, if we move ahead, we see problems everywhere. For example, the most remotest thing, as the fellow speaker mentioned, was the ability to ask right questions. There are many people who cannot talk it out properly, and they're envious of the people, the so-called cool people, or the ones who have a very good oratory skills. But at the same time, if they look up to them as a motivational tool and learn from them, they do the research and become good speakers, then they too can become excellent speakers. I think that's all from my side.
That was wonderful. I'm not sure whether how come you're not a Toastmaster yet, because the way you spoke, you really aced it and you really killed it out there. So
thank you so much. It means a lot coming from you. Thank you so much.
It was wonderful. Thank you so much. And how about we bring in who would like to come next? Do we have Soumya, potential Toastmaster Soumya? Is she in the room? Okay, how about we call Vaibhav? Vaibhav,
yeah, sure.
Okay,
sure.
here comes your topic, buddy. Okay. Maggie, chai, coffee, friends, YouTube don't fix everything, but they can all make it all bearable. Maggie, chai, coffee, friends, YouTube do not fix everything, but they can make it all bearable. Potential Toastmaster Vaibhav.
Okay, thank you so much for having me. I would like to begin by saying that I have a lot of butterflies in my stomach right now. And I'll try to be audacious enough and combat this topic. This actually reminds me of my college days back in the day. So it's been a few years since I graduated. And at the time, I used to watch a lot of Friends. and I was always a huge fan of the series. So uh, I one of the subjects which I hated the most was mathematics. I was never great at it, but what made it all endure was my friends, the company that I had, and and friends. We would, after college, we would just stand outside for 2 hours in the sun and just discuss random fan theories about friends and what Monica did or what Chandler did, and all those things made it a lot more easier to endure those 4 years of engineering. And yeah, Maggie is something which is a great conversation, which is something which makes conversation a lot more interesting. It's a go-to food which we used to have as friends. So yeah, that's all that comes to my mind right now. So thank you.
It was great. And when it comes to maths, that makes the two of us. So we both are equally good or equally bad. So I think I can relate to that when you said that you are bad at mathematics. So good take on the topic. It was awesome, and it came straight from the heart. So good job. How about we call potential Toastmaster Suraj for the topic? Do we have Suraj in the room? Suraj Sharma? Okay, let's call Arvind Chauhan then.
Yes, sir. I'm there.
Okay, Arvind, here comes the topic. The grass will always look greener on the other side until you start watering the side you are on. The grass will always look greener on the other side until you start watering the side you are on. Toastmaster Arvind. Okay, guest Arvind or Toastmaster?
Toastmaster.
Okay, Toastmaster
Yeah.
Arvind. Over to you.
Yeah. Thank you. So the grass always looks green on the other side. So as a personal experience, I would like to say that it always looks right. When we started our career, we always thought the managers or the senior managers' life is very easy, and they enjoy a lot of personal time. They have a lot of money, but now when we reach their place, right, we know that it's not so. Right, they really have put a lot of effort, and it's not easy. It's easy to look saying that it's easy, but you really have to put a lot of effort, and it's and one more thing. So to reach there, right, you really need to work your asses off, then only you reach there. It's the effort and the dedication they had put in and due to which they have reached that place, and the same you should do as well, else you'd always feel that the grass is greener and it's not for us, right? You have to put the same efforts, then only you will reach those heights. So that's all from my side.
That was great. I think somebody was speaking out of experience, so I could definitely relate to that. And yes, when you talk about corporate stuff, I mean, you have a lot to share. Thank you so much. It was great. And how about we bring in the next speaker? Who would like to come next? Any volunteers? Do we have any volunteers for the table topic? No one? Am I doing that bad today? Okay, let's go with Umesh. Umesh, are you in the room? Okay, how about we go with you, President Harshita?
I was saying let's have Merush speak. Merush, would you like to go for the table topic? It's a great experience.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Here comes the topic. The best thing to have tea is a good friend. The best thing to have with tea is a good friend. Guess Merush.
Okay. So the best thing to have tea with a good friend. Okay, let me share my experience of my college time. I used to live in a hostel during my college. So after classes, we used to go. Means generally we used to bunk our classes just to hang out with our friends. So we don't have much places to go. We just go to a canteen just to have tea. So we don't take breakfast in the morning, because we used to wake up 5 minutes, just 5 minutes before our classes. So we just rush to attend the college. Then after that we go to the college and just keep the attendance and try to sneak out from the class. After sneaking out from the class, we go to the canteen. So the main thing to have tea was hanging out with our friends. Until now, whenever I meet my friend, we just I just call my friends and say them that let's hang out for a tea, uh, and nothing else. So the tea is just a you can say it's just a thing to meet up. So thank you from my side.
Thank you so much. It was great. I think this is the first time you came for a table topic. Is it the first time that you're speaking?
Yes.
Yeah. So imagine, I mean, I cannot even begin to imagine what's it going to be like after you have become a Toastmaster.
Yeah, I'm having butterflies in my stomach.
No, you sounded so confident. You sounded so sure of yourself. So as a first time speaker, it calls for an applause, and you did a wonderful job. And as they say that a lot can happen over coffee, in my view, a lot can happen over a cup of tea.
Thank
Chai
you.
pe
Thank you so
charcha.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, how about we bring in the expert here, Harsh. Harsh, would you like to come for a table topic? The one with the camera off? Okay, I think it's...
Yes, sir. Actually, I am traveling, so I...
you would like to you would like to go for a table topic, or you just don't want to turn on the camera?
Sir, actually, I cannot open my camera. I like to go like this.
Thank you for making clear. So here comes your topic. There is nothing scarier than getting what you want, because that's when you really have something to lose. There is nothing scarier than getting what you want, because that's when you really have something to lose. Toastmaster Harsh.
Yes, sir. There is nothing scarier than getting. I would like to share my hello everyone. I would like to share my personal experience on this as I play volleyball in my school. I wanted to play at national level. Initially, I don't play because I am not that much good player. So they don't invite me to play. Lately, I make myself to play in such a way that later they invite me to play. Initially, I was thinking that if I play if I play good, then I only join. Then there is no chance. If I don't play, then there is no chance of getting what I want. That is the scariest part, that even I don't play and I'm expecting only things. But when I play and I go, then I didn't achieve anything in net. I have played only to the zonal level. Today I get this as Karthik sir want me to speak on my part. So that's today when I realized that this is the scariest thing if I don't get. The good thing is that at least I have tried. Mm, that's it that I can say here. Thank you.
That's all that matters. You just have to try. And today I think I'm going to turn on the waterworks, because you guys are reminding me of my college days. I used to be a volleyball player, and I used to be the smasher, but not the booster. And I used to have trouble boosting the ball. So that's why I was kept out from the team during the matches. And to be very honest, till this day, I haven't learned how to boost a ball. So it's not just that you suck at the game. I am there to give you company in it. Okay, Madam Toastmaster, Madam President, do we have time for one more table topic?
Let's move ahead because we have 3 evaluations today.
Three evaluations. So I think we all heard. That would be a wrap on my topic. I hope you enjoyed attending it, participating in it as much as I enjoyed putting it together for you guys. Thank you so much, being a lovely audience. Back to.
Yeah, I can take it back for a second before I give to the general evaluator.
Apologies.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashish. That was a wonderful session. As always, we wait for you to take role and engage us. So thank you so much for that. And coming to all the guests, please do share your information with Toastmaster Karthik, because he will be reaching out to you about knowing your experience and if he will provide you any information that you are seeking regarding the club. So thank you so much. Now I will hand over the stage to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Ishan. He is working so hard in the background. You might not know, but he has been behind the scenes doing a lot of things and plus giving his exams and viva. So kudos to you, Toastmaster Ishan, and in fact, taking the roles at the last moment. So I cannot thank you enough for this. Now over to you for the general evaluation. Thank
Sorry
you.
to interrupt. Can we have the polls for
Yes,
best table
please.
topics?
Thank you. Yes.
Are the polls done?
Just one more, please vote, guys. Yep. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much to Toastmaster Harshita. Even though you were the one who took a last minute back out, but thank you so much for the praise. Now I'll welcome you to the general evaluation section where we will have the speech evaluations and we will also have the reports for the auxiliary role players. And honestly, this is one of my favorite parts of the meeting because speaking is an art, but evaluation is even tough for me. Honestly, I struggle a lot at it. Well, for now, I'd like to call today also. One more thing I forgot to say. We don't have two debutants. We have four debutants in their each respective roles. Toastmaster Rohit Kumar Gupta, who took his first ever team award. Kudos to you. And also we had Toastmaster Aditi Das, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Purva's speech. So she also has her first ever evaluation. So let's bring her on the stage with a round of applause.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rishan. Thank you so much. Good evening, Madam President, our fellow Toastmasters and honorable guests. So I was evaluating Purva's speech for tonight and I absolutely loved her speech. She started, so the title of her speech was Friends Forever. And I think that was absolutely a very connecting topic for everybody. Right. And I really loved the way it was framed. She used really good transitions in drafting the speech. She started with the food for thought and she gave a few instances about how her life was surrounded with different kinds of friends, you know, and the way she ended it was also really good because she gave us a moral to take away home, where she said that you really cannot cling to, you know, each and everybody. You cannot make people happy. I really love the poise that she had during the entire speech. She used amazing transitions, especially when she mentioned that she longed for friends, you know. She had that emotion. She totally teleported all of us to those days. So that was really good. And she really used her facial expressions, her voice modulation was, I think, on point. What she could have done is she could have probably used a little more of exaggeration and drama that I was expecting. But she really did a good job. When she mentioned stepped on my raw nerve, she could have used a little more drama that could have been a little more, you know, dramatic. And she also had she was mentioning how she transitioned to, I mean, how she really wanted to be with cooler set of people and she wanted to, and then how she transitioned to just leave all of that, just want to have, you know, people with a particular mindset around her. So that was that probably one instance she could have elaborated, which tended towards that transition. I also loved the vocabulary that she had been using. She mentioned she mentioned trajectories, where she also emphasized what does a trajectory mean for her. So she was, kind of connecting the dots very, very nicely. So I think her speech was really good, and looking forward to amazing speech from her. And I think she did a great job. That's all from me.
Can we have a huge round of applause? Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aditi. It didn't even look like your first ever evaluation. It was so thorough. So before calling everyone, the next evaluator on the stage, I would like to request everyone to please turn on their cameras. It really helps the speaker's confidence. Well, thank you. So next, I'd like to call Toastmaster Prachi, who has been evaluating a lot of speeches recently. So without any further ado, let's call her upon the stage.
Yeah, thank you, Ishan. What an amazing and helpful speech by you, Toastmaster Karthik. This is really basic and generally non-recognizable problem we face in our daily life. You really aware us that how we can improve our conversation style and get into more interesting conversation by asking the right questions. In your speech, you told what we generally do, ask very deeper questions, that how much is your salary in our starting phase of conversation, which can hurt other person's sentiments, and you told the solution that we can start with very general questions, gradually go into deeper questions after taking other person trust. So talking about the commendation, what made your speech stand out or success? First is the audience engagement. Your audience engagement was very high. Most of the people were active, answering and raising hands for your questions. When you came, you asked, is my internet working properly? And you were asking many different questions. Questions help in making audience active. You gave even personal touch to your speech. You talked about why we have joined TMSL. You gave example of Toastmaster Aditi, Toastmaster Sanchit, which really made the speech interesting and more engaging, as we were able to relate these things to our daily life. Third thing is face expressions was good. You were smiling throughout, which show you were confident, not nervous. Fourth thing is structure of the speech was good. You followed problem, body, and solution approach. You started with what we generally do, ask wrong questions like personal questions. Then you came on solution. So these are my commendation, and now I will tell about the feedbacks which can implement in your future speech. First is that you were, which I think you were using your hands too much. Personally, my attention was going on your hands much in that case. So what you can do, either you can keep your camera at a little bit of distance, or you can give speech while standing. Second thing is your internet was not working properly. So in between it was hanged. So I was losing your attention in between. But overall it was perfect. You delivered your speech in layers, so this helped audience to engage what will be the next layer of conversation. So you were giving required pauses, you were confident and energetic as always. So these are my feedback. All the very best to you, Toastmaster Karthik.
Can we have a huge round of applause again, please? Thank you so much, Toastmaster Prachi. Now, without wasting any further time, I would like to call the third evaluator, our past VP Ed, whose work I didn't even realize before stepping into her shoes. So without any further ado, let's call Toastmaster Aditi.
Thanks, Toastmaster Ishan. So, all growth starts at the end of comfort zone. And we guys have no doubt in this, at least after listening to Toastmasters with Joe's speech. Am I right? So, here are my some commendations regarding this speech. Firstly, I would say that Toastmaster with Joe is an exemplary public speaker who is always understood. She always brings on the stage a highly compelling and well-constructed content, so which always makes sure that the audience awareness is there. But this time, along with the content, she made sure she used other parameters as well to engage the audience. Firstly, the topic which she picked. The topic which she picked was regarding her hostel, her college life, which was similar to the DMOS topic. Even before the speech, all of us were really urged to think about our college life. And when she brought her own story, we were again hooked to the stage to listen to her more and get a new story, right? Another thing she used for audience awareness was starting her speech with a quote and a question. And we all were like, yes, this is going to be very nostalgic because we are taken back to our hostel memories or our college memories. Another thing which I liked about Toastmaster Divjot's speech was purposeful movements used by her throughout to deliver her content. One example was when she counted upon the learnings she learned in hostel life. That was adjustment, compassion, and empathy. So the way she put was adjustment, compassion, empathy, and I really liked it. She counted upon her learnings and used her gestures to make the content even highly compelling. Last but not the least, this is the most important. Toastmaster Divjot is actually a director of ideas. The way she narrated her story, I was already taken on a roller coaster ride. Initially when I was listening to the story, I was like hooked on the stage with a wider smile. And yes, I was seeing, yeah, Toastmaster Divjot in her hostel, happy with her friends, hanging out here and there. And suddenly that smile narrowed down when I heard, oh, she had to adjust in this. So the way she had put her story forward, she is a genius storyteller. But what she can do to make her speech even more great or even more excellent. The one thing the biggest recommendation I have for Toastmaster Divjot is the unintentional movement. Throughout the speech, she was moving back and forth. I recommend Toastmaster Divjot to use the entire speech and use the right left movements as well. And also, if she can use the tools of vocal variety while narrating her story. For example, when she was telling her very happy content, she could have used a higher volume, as in, I was in hostel, hanging out with my friends, and suddenly I had to move down to some sad part where I had to adjust with my friends, I had to learn compassion and other things. So this is how she can use the volume tools to narrate her story even better. So all in all, she is a perfect storyteller. She's very clear. She had a good content, but I recommend her for having more attention on her body language as well as use the tools for that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aditi. Was such a brilliant evaluation. But before we go into the evaluation of the evaluators, I would like the tech master to have the polls. Are we done with the polls? Yeah. Okay. All right. So first of all, I'd like to go with Toastmaster Aditi Das, who had a first ever evaluation, and it didn't even look like that one. It was that thorough. I like that how she went with the CRC approach. She started with the commendation, went into the recommendation, and then ended up with the commendation as well. And she heard about the content very well, as she talked about it the whole time, and the specifics of how she liked the approach of the speaker. And other than that, no such recommendation from my side. I think with practice you will do even better. So that's it from Toastmaster Aditi Das. For the second evaluator, Toastmaster Prachi, yet again she started off well with the CRC approach. She did well with that. She talked about the content thoroughly, because and she also talked about the specifics which the speaker asked her to evaluate upon, which is quite essential as it is. So other than that, yeah, I think the evaluation was well and good enough. Now, coming on to the third evaluator, Toastmaster Aditi, who also has been doing evaluations for a while now. So yet again, she started off with a quote to sum up the speech. And I think that was very nice because we all got engaged with that. She also went with well with the CRC approach. And I think she was very good. I think only thing was that she had her ending a bit, I would say, rushed into, because the timer showed the red card. And Another thing I'd say for the recommendation was that there was a little disturbance while she was speaking. So she can just look into that. Other than that, it was a well enough evaluation. And that's it for the evaluators. But now I would like to call upon the debutantes, though people who are doing their first ever role. So first of all, I'd like to call the grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Jagravi, to share her report.
Thank you, General Evaluator Ishan. I'll just present my screen again. Okay. So sorry. First of all, congratulations. You all did amazing. Now, coming to the evaluation, I heard someone say, impressed us till the time. You should go for impressed us for so long. Got more deeper. We don't use two comparatives together. We should say got deeper. Then we heard, can we have a raise of hands? It should be, can we have a show of hands? Then there was people who makes your heart rich. It is people who make your heart rich. Because people is plural, we'll use something. We'll use a singular verb with that. Then there was also they are forget. We should use they forget. Then I heard at a lot of places people said don't have much, don't have. All of those had to be replaced with didn't have. So don't have much becomes didn't have many places to go. Say them doesn't seem very accurate. We can use tell them, invite them, ask them when it comes to talking to people. Then there was you really aware us. We should prefer you reminded us or you made us conscious of. And then there was more excellent. Again, it's a comparative degree and a superlative degree. We should say make better or just excellent. Coming to word of the day, nobody used it. I'm a little disappointed, but that's okay. And coming to idiom of the day, only Mehrush did it, so she won. And I think that is it for my evaluation. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for such a brilliant report, Toastmaster Jagravi. But now I'd like to call upon our Madam President, Toastmaster Harshita, for her counter report.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ishan. I think we did great when as far as our filler words and sounds are concerned. Let me quickly share my report here on the screen. Can we all see the screen, the report? Is it visible? Okay, great. So Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rohit used some joiners as so mostly. And Toastmaster Purva, Toastmaster Dibjot, potential Toastmaster Munish and potential Toastmaster Vansh were flawless. They did not. I could not notice any filler sounds or filler words. Then we have some in the yellow category. Toastmaster Karthik used a few joiners, which were for his joiner was so. Then we have Toastmaster Prachi. She just used 2 as and 2 so. Then we have everybody else. Toastmaster Ashish used a few as. So many of us have used few as and then some joiner words like so and you know. To avoid the joiner words, what you can do is you can take occasional pauses. So in order, whenever you are starting a new sentence, take a pause so that you can avoid the joiner word. And whenever you are, now that you know, you make these many sounds when you are filler sounds when you are speaking. So next time you will be noticing it more when you are saying those sounds. So you'll be more cautious and slowly and gradually you will stop or maybe you start using a little less. But be patient with yourself, give yourself time. It's not easy thing to get away with. And overall, it was a great meeting when it comes to filler words and sounds. We have not used it much. So congrats to all of us. And can we have a give round of applause for everyone, all of us. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Ishan.
Well, thank you so much for such an elaborate report, Toastmaster Harshita. Even though you are handling multiple things simultaneously, even then you made such a brilliant report. So next, I'd like to call upon the timer of the day, Toastmaster Samba, another debutant. And without wasting any other further time, let's call him up on the stage.
Yeah, hey everyone. First of all, everyone performed greatly, and except Speaker Karthik, everyone was on time. So he was late just by 11 seconds. So I will suggest him to manage on his time. And sorry, I cannot present my screen to share the report. I have actually my laptop have some like battery issue and it suddenly got shut down. And so yeah, everyone was on time, but just Toastmaster Rohit was late by 11 seconds. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Well, thank you so much, Toastmaster Samba. I totally get your inconvenience, but that's all right. So before we talk about the evaluation of the auxiliary role players, let's have the polls for the best auxiliary role player. So you can vote for the agrarian, the debutant, timer, our debutant again, and the R counter, our Madam President. Are we done with the polls? Yeah, cool. So coming on for the auxiliary role players, Toastmaster Jagravi, it was a brilliant report. It was one of the best ever PPTs I've ever seen for a grammarian. You talked about one of my favorite shows, The Office, and it was really well presented. And you also went into the specifics of how the language should be used and how it shouldn't. And other than that, no such recommendations from my side. You should take up more roles from next week. That's all I ask from you. Coming on to the R counter, the Toastmaster Harshita, yet again a brilliant presentation. She talked about the specifics of who took what time, what the kind of filler words were used, how people were using, and also her introduction of the role was quite good because she made a whole PPT to explain what are exactly R counters. And kudos to you for that. And no recommendations from my side again. And it's like a thing that I should learn from you for such things. So other than next, going on to the timer, thank you for keeping up the track of time, Toastmaster Sambhav. I could see the cards on time, and I think we are almost on time, I believe. So kudos to you for keeping up with that. I think I get your problem with that, but please try to keep your laptop for screen sharing next time. And I get you that you couldn't remember the times. You would have recorded them, but you couldn't read them because of the laptop issue. So please just keep track of that. And other than that, great attempt. Try to take up a role next week as well. So I think we are done with the, no, I forgot one thing, the table topic masters and the TMOD evaluation. I think Toastmaster Rohit started off with his TMOD journey, and I think it was a brilliant topic to choose upon, a very relatable one. It was engaging. I can see people interacting with him. And even though he had a light issue, yet he managed to give his TMOD session on in a good way. So I would say, and other than that, there was only one thing I saw, that you weren't much confident in yourself. I think you weren't prepared with your content. You were not that prepared with that. So just keep, for the next time, you should just prepare well. I think that's pretty much it for that. And coming on to the table topic master, our grammar Nazi, one of our best speakers, Toastmaster Ashish. He chose great topics. And one thing I really liked about him, that he talked about the guest as potential Toastmaster. It really creates, I think, a need in these guests that he should be a Toastmaster. So thank you for doing that. It was a very engaging session yet again. And no such recommendations from my side. I think you are pretty well done with this, I think. So thank you so much. I think the general evaluation section is over for now. So I think before doing that, we should call for the polls for the best role player. So we had the team out session where we remembered about our college stories by Toastmaster Rohit. Table topic session where we had fun with the topics with Toastmaster Ashish, and for me, who did the general evaluation today. Are we done? Okay, cool. So without wasting any further time, let's call upon our Madam President yet again so that she can have guest interaction.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Ishan, and thank you everybody to sticking to this meeting until now. I really appreciate it. Most of us start with some enthusiasm and we want to learn something, but we are not able to stay towards the end. So it's my request every time we join a meeting, stay towards till the end and know how everything works, how the evaluation, because we have something or the other throughout the meeting for even for the guest as well. So yes, thank you so much. Now moving towards the interaction part, can we have everybody on cameras, because I see just the blank screen, I don't see anybody's camera on. All right, so Vansh has turned his camera on, so I will pick him first. If you don't mind, Vansh, do you want to share your experience? How was it? And any recommendation for us?
It was an amazing session, honestly. Everybody was, not, don't know if judging is the right word or not, evaluating everything. So there was evaluation and there was an evaluation for the evaluators. So that was something new for me to observe. I don't know if it's a regular pattern here or not. And yeah, the timekeepers, the grammar peoples, and the people, you're doing a commendable job recording almost every mistake that everyone was making so that they can learn better. Yeah, all of it was a very welcoming environment also for new speakers to speak. I didn't feel hesitant for 1 second for sharing. So yeah, kudos to you people for doing a great job, man.
Thank you so much. Yes, it's our regular format of the meeting that we have everything involved, everything from performance to evaluation, everything is in place. And we are glad that you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next meeting as well. Thank you so much. And now moving on to our next guest, potential Toastmaster Manoj. How was your experience in today's meeting? What did you like the most and what did you not like?
Yeah, this is for the first time that I have joined such a group, and general experience is very good. I listen all the speakers very carefully, and I think that evaluation part is the best part in this group, because one have to improve what he want to say, what he want to express, but use the filler words or other things that he cannot feel comfortable, because English is not my first language and I'm not expected to give the feedback, so I'm not prepared for this. Okay,
no,
thank you.
But I get the gist. Thank you so much for sharing that, and I'm glad that you like the evaluation part, because as we say, feedback is the breakfast for champions, so we make sure that everybody gets the feedback. And thank you so much for staying towards the end, and I hope you will join us again next week. Thank you. And let's move to our next guest, potential Toastmaster Munish. Wow, I still have my doubts that you are not a Toastmaster, but I would love to have few words from you. How was your experience of this meeting, and do we expect to see you again? Toastmaster Munish, are you there? All right, I think he is away. Never mind. Let's move to our debutant now. How was your first experience as a role player? So let's move to Toastmaster Sambhav. Toastmaster Sambhav, how was your first role experience?
Yeah. So hello everyone. So initially, I was a bit scared, like I have to manage the time and all this. And what if I am not on time? But from the first speaker as well, it seems to an easy job. You have to just focus on this meeting, and everything will fall on its place. Yeah, that's all. But in the end, there is some issue due to my laptop, and I couldn't show my evaluation.
It's okay.
That
That's fine. Technical glitches always happens, but I love the way you told about your role in the beginning. That was amazing, and I did not feel that you are performing for the first time. So can we have a round of applause for Toastmaster Samba?
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Now, moving on to our next debutant, Toastmaster Jagravi. I want to know, how was your experience? I see that you are pretty confident, but how did you feel inside when you were performing for the first time?
When I was introducing my role, I was reading it out. So that was a little, I felt I couldn't actually give my best there. But when I came to evaluation, I didn't have to read from anywhere. I just winged it. So I think that went better.
Great. Yeah, we all do that. We all read our scripts just to feel more secured, more safe when we are speaking.
Okay.
And it's all good. And I'm glad that even just after one take, you are in the next time, you do not even use that. So it is a great achievement already in first meeting. Can we have a round of applause for Toastmaster Jagravi? Thanks, everyone. Now we are moving ahead to the most awaited part, the hour of glory, the awards time. And let's move. Can we, Toastmaster Rohit, do we have the awards ready?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Okay, great. All right. So we had 3 auxiliary. First, let's see who is the winner of the best auxiliary role player. We had 3 role players, 2 debutant, Toastmaster Jagravi, Toastmaster Sambhav, and then there was me. And any guesses who won this role?
Difficult to decide between all the 3.
No guesses?
I'll go with Jagраvi.
Jagраvi.
Okay. Wow, to Jagravi, great. Now, can we see the certificate, please? We want to see who won.
Yay.
Toastmaster Rohit, do we have the certificate ready? Can we see?
Purva will share it.
Okay, I thought you are doing it. I'm sorry.
All right, while Toastmaster Purva share her screen, any guesses for the best table topic speaker? We had some great table topic speakers today. So we had potential Toastmaster Manish, then we had potential Toastmaster Vansh, we had potential Toastmaster Weber, then we had Toastmaster Arvind, we had potential Toastmaster Mehrush, and then Toastmaster Harsh. Any guesses?
Vansh, I think.
Munish.
No, it was kind of visible. The poll
was
results were
visible.
visible here.
Oh.
That is well.
Well, I think in that case, I missed that. I still don't know who is the winner. So let's just see.
You're good to go.
Okay, great. Then let's see both the certificates.
For the best auxiliary role player, na? First.
Yeah.
Okay. Toastmaster Jagravi. Congrats, Jagravi.
Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations, Jagravi.
You got the award with the first role.
It didn't feel like it was your debut today.
Exactly.
Amazing.
She cheated by using Office.
It was indeed a great presentation and some fun bit there for sure. Now let's come to the evaluator, best evaluator. We had 3 evaluators today. Toastmaster Aditi Das, who was evaluating for the first time. Then we had our Toastmaster Aditi Monga, who has done multiple evaluation and won multiple awards on evaluation. Then we had our Toastmaster Prachi, who I think as well, it was the second time Toastmaster Prachi, right? For you?
Yes.
All right. So any guesses?
I'm rooting for my evaluator, Aditi Das.
Aditi Monga, yes.
We are
Okay.
team Aditi.
Speakers are speaking. Anybody else?
Tough
All
call. I
right,
think all
let's.
three did so well.
Yeah, definitely. So let's see who won this one. Toastmaster Moga again. I don't know how many certificates she has been collecting every week. Great. Congratulations, Toastmaster Aditi. Great job done. Now coming to the best role players. Now we had 3 role players. First section, Toastmaster of the Day, played by Toastmaster Rohit Gupta, who is our SAA, who is our tech master as well. So in every meeting, he's playing multiple roles. So thank you so much for that. And we had our general evaluator, Toastmaster Ishan, who took this role just yesterday night when I requested, or when he could not, he did not have anybody else. So thank you so much for doing that, managing your exam and doing this. It's amazing. And then we had Toastmaster Ashish. Toastmaster Ashish is actually master of table topics. So let's see who won this one. But then any guesses before that? Which session you enjoyed the most? You can just talk about that, if not the names.
Toastmaster Rohit was amazing. It was his debut and he did pretty well.
Okay, someone said
Thank you so
table
much.
topic, someone said Toastmaster Rohit, college life.
And
I
general
think
evaluation also, I think it was very neat. It was very crisp.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
You don't like him?
All right, let's see who won this one. Toastmaster Ishan. Whoa.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Toastmaster Ishan, just like Toastmaster Aditi, he also makes sure every time
Does
he comes
anyone
on
know
stage.
how bad it feels when you are doing that polls and your name is there?
Oh, yeah, of course, you already
I
knew.
can feel you, Rohit. It was my duty in the last 10 years, so been
I
there,
thought
done
I
you
felt
that.
the same
share the
way.
results. Share the result. What does it matter? Now I feel why they don't share the results.
No worries, but anyway, everybody did great. So give a round of applause for everyone, every role player. They did amazing. Now,
we can also invite them for an award-winning speech.
yes, if the time permits, let's do that as well. Now, coming to the final category, that's the best speaker of the day. Now, we had 3 speeches today. So, of course, we had 3 speakers. One is Toastmaster Purva. And then second, we had Toastmaster Karthik Batra, who's always coming with something innovative, engaging. And then we had Toastmaster Divjot with a pretty smile. Any guesses? Toastmaster Purva is fairly new, but then she has been giving some amazing speech and has been improving a lot. So good, congratulations, Toastmaster Purva. And I love to see all the people who are coming these days and taking roles. So thank you so much. I love to see you all, and keep coming and take roles. Now, guesses? No guesses? Then okay, let's see who won this one.
Congratulations,
Toastmaster.
Congratulations.
She rigged the
She is
election.
also getting into the same
Purva.
category. Every time she comes on stage, she needs the award.
She bribed me.
Oh. We can take that offline, definitely. All right, amazing. That was a great performance, definitely, Toastmaster Purva. So kudos to you. Now, before it's fairly we did on time, anybody would like to say anything before we jump to our tagline? Anything? No? All right, then I'll give the stage to Toastmaster Rohit for the tagline, because you were the Toastmaster of the day. But please make sure that before when we say goodbye, we are not ending the meeting. All right, over to you.
So repeat after me. Here at TMSL,
Here at
we want
TMSL.
we don't want our champions to walk back home, but we want them to fly back home. So
we don't
Okay,
want
let's say this again, everyone. Yeah.
here at TMSL, we don't want our champions to walk back home, but we want them to
fly back home.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining this meeting and making it again a successful meeting. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, any query to the guests, please feel free to reach out to me or Toastmaster Karthik or visit our social media. Thank you so much, everyone. With that, I hope you have a great evening, rest of the night and everything. And we'll see you in the next meeting. Thank you so much.